Y'all, we have had some serious ups and downs on Coddiwomple over the last couple of weeks. We were hoping to have left the dock by now, but we're still here.
Squirted right out the top, and we've had to make some pretty tough decisions.
We started the new year with the official ceremony to name our boat and invited our favorite people to celebrate with us.
The whole deal is you have to let Neptune know that you're changing the name of this vessel, because otherwise it'll piss him off and he'll wreak havoc on your sailing life. So you have to do a denaming part of this ceremony that gets rid of the old name, which was Maros.
So never mention it again.
Never after this ceremony.
Has to be purged.
And then you have to do a renaming ceremony where you let Neptune know the new name of the vessel so that he can strike the old name from his records, add the new name, and then all is well. He will bless all of our travels and that. So that's where we're going with this. But before we do any of that, I just want to thank y'all so much. This has been a 3-year journey now of living on this dock and getting to know all of you, and it's been amazing. It's been so much work. We actually sat up last night and we made a list of all the things that we have done to this boat since we got it and how far we've come, and we were laughing about how we started out with no working systems. Like, there was no plumbing, there was no electrical. We even had to install a new shore power switch right out the gate. Like, nothing worked. We had a scary, Christmas vacation connected extension cords everywhere for longer than I care to admit. We were peeing in bottles. It was rough, y'all, for a long time. And thinking about now how far we've come and how much we've done, it's pretty cool, and we're pretty proud to have had all of y'all's help. Some of you have gotten your hands dirty helping us with all kinds of stuff, so we love y'all and we appreciate it very much. All right, let's do this. Let's do it. Okay, so we'll do the denaming first. O mighty and great ruler of the seas and oceans, to whom all ships and who venture upon your vast domain are required to pay homage, implore you in your graciousness to expunge for all time from your records and recollection the name of Maros, which has ceased to be an entity in your kingdom. As proof thereof, we submit this ingot bearing the name to be corrupted through your powers and forever be purged from the sea.
To Davy Jones Locker.
In grateful acknowledgement of your munificence and dispensation, we offer these libations to your majesty and your court. Hold on. East to west. East.
There you go. This way.
To west. All right. Now, that concludes the denaming ceremony. So now we do the naming ceremony. O mighty and great ruler of the seas and oceans, to whom all ships and we who venture upon your vast domain are required to pay homage, implore you in your graciousness to take unto your records and recollection this worthy vessel hereafter and for all time known as Coddiwomple. Guarding her with your mighty arm and trident, and ensuring her of safe and rapid passage throughout her journeys within your realm. In appreciation of your munificence, dispensation, and in honor of your greatness, we offer these libations to your majesty and your court. Okay, the rest of it goes from west to east, so the opposite direction.
Good awful run. I can tell.
Brilliant.
Yeah, don't be cheap
Okay.
to him.
Try not to be.
Hold that.
Yeah, that might offend you.
O mighty rulers of the winds, through whose power our frail vessels traverse the wild and faceless deep, we implore you to grant this worthy vessel, Coddiwomple, the benefits and pleasures of your bounty, ensuring us of your gentle administration according to our needs. Great glorious exalted ruler of the north wind, grant us permission to use your mighty powers in the pursuit of our lawful endeavors, ever sparing us the overwhelming scourge of your frigid breath.
Frigid breath?
Great Zephyrus, exalted ruler of the west wind, grant us permission to use your mighty powers in the pursuit of our lawful endeavors, ever sparing us the overwhelming scourge of your wild breath. Great Eurus, exalted, oops, I need over here. Exalted ruler of the east wind, grant us permission to use your mighty powers in the pursuit of our lawful endeavors, ever sparing us the overwhelming scourge of your mighty breath. And great notice, exalted ruler of the south wind, grant us permission to use your mighty powers in the pursuit of our lawful endeavors, ever sparing us the overwhelming scourge of your scalding breath.
Yeah. Here, here.
And now, you want to get that side, baby? Or should we do one side at a time?
One side.
All right. And now we party.
Start cooking. What? Pass out the champagne.
There's more champagne in there, and there's plenty of beer, and
The next morning, it was back to business to prepare to move off the dock and out into the lake to practice living on anchor and test our systems. This did not go according to plan.
We still keep sucking air. She'll run for a minute. She gets a big gulp of air, turns off. Also, and we found out that we have a hole in the oil cooler. So when the thermostat opened, we sent oil.
When did we find that out, dear?
We found that out.
Like as we were tossing lines to leave it up.
As the engine I thought was warmed up and ready to go, the thermostat opened, and it's a new development that it sent coolant straight out the overflow in a little geyser. And if you want to show the overflow,
Oil into the coolant.
Yeah.
So it came out from here, and then through here it goes to the overflow tank, and it just squirted right out the top.
why we think it was an issue with the oil cooler, and we feel most certain, is you know, the issue wasn't from the start of the engine. This was after the engine is warmed up and the thermostat opened.
And it sounds great while it's running.
Oh yeah, she runs. I mean, that's irrelevant.
We had our buddy, after the oil cooler blew, then we were like, let's look at everything. James has already been through like every single fuel connection
on the
engine. And so we had our buddy Paul come a couple nights ago and look at everything that goes from the tanks to the engine. And we found air leak after air leak after air leak. So this guy, this big
Graco
6-way valve, which has shaving cream on it right now because we were looking for leaks, but that big 6-way valve leaks. Both of these fuel water separators, which are brand new, were leaking. We had these fuel valves that were also leaking. When he took one off, we can literally just blow right through it.
See?
Yeah.
Going right to the stem.
Okay, so today we're building this. Our oil cooler should be here today, so if we have time, we're going to try to install that. Paul is able to come back today
pull vacuum
and
on our
check our system one more time, but we're really hoping that after 3 years of messing with this same issue and somehow swapping equipment and still having the same problem, that this is going to be it.
We're hoping so.
We're hoping so.
But it hadn't been 3 years, like.
No, it hasn't been 3 years of constant work, but every time someone has come to work on this engine, this has been the issue. That it was getting air somehow. It would run, and then it would quit. That has been our consistent issue. So we've had not 3 years of consistent work.
We've done other projects.
We had lots of other projects that we were working on, and then thinking, we'll get to the engine, won't be any big deal. It runs great when it runs. Shouldn't be that hard to figure out what has it dying. It's been a little hard.
It's been in the fittings. They're not always readily available. The parts are not always readily available.
Yeah.
So
we're ready to tackle this. Our new timeline is in a couple of days. Hopefully we'll be out in the lake like we meant to be last
the fact
week.
that we stopped all the air leaks and used the right fittings on the fuel rails and things has got us way ahead.
We feel like we're actually making some progress, for sure.
Right.
So, we've had a rough couple of weeks. Lots of things that did not go as planned with us trying to leave. And we've had to make some pretty tough decisions. The hardest of which is the decision that we are going to stay here for at least another 6 months. We signed a 6-month lease here at the marina, and then we'll kind of go from there.
Well, the deciding factors in that is we were running out of time. It was going to be such a rush to get below a hurricane box before hurricane season came around again. So
we were basically putting ourselves in a position where if anything went wrong, if we had to, stop and wait for a part or any kind of repair, really anywhere. We're in the hurricane box now, so it's not like we're going into it and then back out. We're in it now, but where we're at, we're quite protected. So we're going out more into harm's way with the likelihood, it's a boat, that something would go wrong, and then we would be kind of at the mercy of whatever storms may or may not come that way. And so we want our shove off to not be that stressful and not be that rushed. So as much as we were ready to just really hightail it out of here, we feel like this is the smart decision. The engine has been one thing after another after another. We blew the oil cooler, we replaced that, we replaced the lift pump. That seemed to fix it, and now we have some milky looking oil, so we're pretty sure that our water pump is leaking. We've ordered a rebuild kit, but again, it just made it so just feels stressful and rushed and chaotic, and that's not where we want to be. So we're gonna do some jobs, we're gonna make some money, we're gonna finish in a leisurely fashion and actually spend some time sailing this boat in a non-rushed atmosphere. So we're pretty excited about that. We have lots of good ideas and things that we want to do just in this area and share with you guys between now and then. So the kind of tentative plan is to stay here until July and then kind of see where we're at, and then maybe move to the lake, move to Galveston and do some coastal cruising for a while, and then take off again like November-ish. Thanks for watching. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, Patreon, and don't forget to click the subscribe button to keep up with all of our engine repairs. Oh, did I disturb you?
What?
Is
Mommy,
your pillow fluffy enough?
We're taking a nap.
Shall I fluff it for you, ma'am?
We're taking a nap. Can't you tell?